wani kama da kai, ai babu wani.
Yeah, hello everyone. You are welcome to yet another edition of Africa's Realities. Like always, my name is Mr. Johnson Yakubu Sani, and today I'm out again with another video. And if you notice, these days I have decided to just dwell on making content that enhance the unity of Nigeria and also unity of Africa, or for development, unity for development of Africa and Nigeria precisely. Now, I do this not because I do this not because I want to have traffic, because I have more traffic whenever I I I talk about a gossip. Maybe there's a trending thing out there, and I turn my channel into a gossip channel. I have more traffic, but I found out that no, this is not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about tangible things. Not that I'll talk about gossip one and there. When there's a trending things that have really touched me, I'll come in to say my one or two comments, but not every day waiting for the next trending thing and come and make a video, make trending thing, next trending thing. And so I have decided to dwell on unity for these days, and in dwelling on unity, I'm going to touch about I'm going to touch about things. I'm going to touch about tribe. I'm going to touch people. But this is not hate. Please, this is not about hate. This is a Nigeria that we need it to work. We need Nigeria to work for the betterment of all of us. So when we see fault lines, we point out these fault lines so that we can repair them. So it's not about hate. And I'm not saying I have all knowledge and that whatever I say may be right, but whatever I'm saying is from my own observation, my own opinions, and they are my opinions, and then they are my own solution, and I profile my own solution. So I profile my own solution, believing that this is the right way we should think, this is the right way we should go about this nation. So please, I just want people to understand nothing I do here out of favoritism or out of hate, but out of for the betterment of Nigeria or for the betterment of Africa. Now, having said this, today I want to talk about the Hausa people again. My last video I did about the Hausa people. Today I want to talk about a very misconception about the Hausa people. Now, before I talk about this topic today, please, I want you to subscribe and ring the notification bell so that whenever I bring a video, you'll be amongst the first to get to watch. Now, having said this, let me say the Hausa people are mostly in Nigeria, and they are mostly Muslims, and they occupy the northern part of Nigeria, especially the far north. But we still have them in the middle belt too, but they are in the far north mostly, and they are mostly in northwestern Nigeria. They are the Hausa people. But even the northeastern Nigeria, we still call them the Hausa people because we have a lot of Hausa people in the northeast too, although we have more tribal people than Hausa people in the northeast. And then the northeast somewhat like a Hausa again, because there is this Islamic culture that kind of binds people together, that makes them look as if they have one culture. And so these are the Hausa people. Sorry, sometimes you see me putting on my eyeglass to look at my paper here so that I don't miss points. So one thing I noticed in Nigeria, we are quick to say that the most illiterate people are the Hausa people, and that is an error. Hausa people are not illiterate. In fact, 95% of Hausa people are not illiterate. Now, if you follow this video to the end, you will get to understand where I'm coming from, because you look at, like, say, what is this man saying? The people out of school, the people this. But I still maintain my point that 95% of Hausa people are not illiterate. And let's go on, and I'll tell you why. Now, very easily for us to see Almajiri on the street, we see Babambola on the street, we see all these people, and we say they've not gone to school, we say they are illiterate, we say why are children out of school, and so forth, and so. Yeah, when we look at about our economic well-being, for somebody to have to have his economic well-being intact, he has to go to the conventional school. So, and we see a lot of dropouts, and we see a lot of people who have not even seen the four walls of school in the Hausa land. That is true. But do we say these people are illiterate? No, they are not illiterate. Follow me and let's ride on. Now, before we go further, let us clarify this thing. What is the definition of illiteracy? Illiteracy is just the ability to read and to write. Ability to read sentences and to write sentences. That is what literacy is all about. Ability to read and to write. So, let's differentiate literacy and education, because education is about choosing a career or choosing a field, a profession or a professional field or a career pursuit. That is what education is all about. So let's differentiate literacy and education, because education is choosing a career, is choosing a skill, is choosing a professional path. But literacy is just the ability to read and to write. So, having said that is clear, if you tell me that a Hausa not the most educated people, yes, I'll say yes. Hausa are not the most educated people in Nigeria. Are Hausa illiterate in Nigeria? I'll say no. Hausa people are not illiterate in Nigeria. And I'll explain to you very well as we go further. Now you see, this is the foundation of the Hausa man's literacy. You see, the Hausa man thinks more of his spiritual well-being than his financial or economic well-being. The Hausa man thinks of his spirituality than his economy. The Hausa man can even tell you, say, even if he will die of hunger, he will rather have what his Quran tells him and let him die of hunger, not having anything in his life, than having all the wealth. I'm not talking about the allergies there. I'm telling you the core Hausa person, the core Hausa, the masses and the rest, many of them will tell you that. They will even go hungry for them to uphold the tenets of Islam. So they think more about their spirituality than their economic being. And because they think about more of their spirituality than their economic being, they give all their attention into learning how to read and write in Arabic. So Hausa man knows how to read and write perfectly in Arabic. In fact, the Almajiri you see walking on the street, you call it Almajiri. He is called Almajiri because he spent all his time reading and learning Arabic. So he goes to they call it Allo school, Makaranta Allo. They go to Allo school and they spend all their life learning Arabic. And there is a man teaching them Arabic, how to read and write in Arabic. And after that, they go about begging food on the street. And they come back to learn Arabic. So, 95% of Hausa people can read and write in Arabic. Because they give all their attention, all their power more in learning Arabic. Even those that have gone to the conventional school they still have learned Arabic in Islamic schools. So, to say a Hausa man is an illiterate is a lie because he knows how to read and write, just not in English. Now, look at the scenario. If Saudi Arabia had been the people who had colonized Nigeria, then the Hausa man would have been ahead than the Southerners because he will have known Arabic more than if you go to Saudi Arabia, they don't teach you in their schools in English. They teach you in Arabic, the science and everything they learn is in Arabic. So if they had been the ones who have colonized us, it's like the Hausa man will have been ahead educationally because he gives his life more to learn Arabic first before he ever thinks of learning English. So I just want this to be clarified that he is not illiterate, he is literate but not in English. The Almajiri, the Baba, the Mebola, he is literate, oh, he can read, oh, he can write, oh. What he can read and write, you cannot read and write it. But not in English language. Now, this is one thing I have to establish. Now, finally, this is my message to Hausa people. There must be a balance in whatever you do. Now, good that you think of your spirituality very, very strong. Because we know you people, you are very passionate about your spirituality. You are the best friend everybody can have. But when it comes to religion, it's like you are the worst that everybody can have because there is nobody that kills for religion but you guys. Because of our deeply spirituality, you don't joke with it. But you have to have a balance. There is no way you give most of your life learning things that will uphold your spirituality and you forget the ones that will help your economic well-being. Now, that is why we have a lot of people who are joblessness coming from the north, a lot of people who are struggling coming from the north. Because you cannot use Arabic in our offices. You cannot use Arabic to transact businesses. You cannot use Arabic. Arabic is not our legal franca. It's not the language that we adopted to be Nigeria's language. So, for you to fight the poverty you think is ravaging the north, you have to fight it by both embracing the Western education. Now, if you didn't want the Western education, you will have driven away the white people when they came to colonize you, but you agreed and you were colonized, even if you are forced to be colonized by them, but you still remained under them to be colonized by them. And if this country has been joined together as one country, the only language that we can talk to each other is English. That is why English language is our legal franca. So that is why you have to have a balance so that you will not be looked at as the backward people, so that you can be able to thrive like every other regions in Nigeria. So that my own point is that yes, it's good that you are very much spiritual people. You think of spirituality more than you think of your economic. You are unlike the Igbo man. Sorry, I know the Igbo man. Sorry, my Igbo friends, but this is my opinion. No, you will think of your economic well-being more than your spirituality. but the Hausa man thinks more of his spirituality than his economic well-being, and it is shown in the way they pursue things of life. And but on a serious note, I think the Hausa man too, down to the masses, down to the person that you think is Almajiri, has to be given the Western education so that he can be able to strive. Because we find out that not all the Almajiris end up becoming imams. Not all of them. In fact, out of the Almajiris, out of all the Almajiris, the Malams are training, I think only about 5 or 10% end up becoming imams in the mosques. The rest will just go on with no skill, with no education, with no formal education, and with no and then by the end they'll be easily be recruited by people like Boko Haram, like all these kind of evil vices that we are seeing today. And that is why there must be balance. It's not just the elites in the cities, Hausa elites that must send their children to the best schools, and they no, even the Hausa person in the village should also encourage to know Western education so that he can be able to fend for himself, so that he can be able to take care of his family. Now, there's a lot of things. Many people that don't understand Hausa, they don't hear this. But I understand Hausa and I go through social media and I hear everything that is going on social media. And the Hausa people believe the Southerners, especially the Igbos, are marginalizing them. Igbo have marginalized. Igbo has closed the country. Igbo has taken over the country. That Igbo will come to Hausa land. They will give Igbo land. Everywhere is open for Igbo to do business. When they go to Igbo land, Igbo will never give them. They will say they are on Hausa. They will say this. There are things about Hausa believing that Igbo, in fact, some are saying that Igbo are, in Nigeria are trying to enslave them. But all this kind of marginalization is false. There is no marginalization in Nigeria. What is happening is that the people who have learned the Western education are going ahead. Those who have refused to learn it and they are sticking to Quranic or Islamic, no, sorry, Arabic things, and they are backward. So you can't say some people are marginalizing you when you refuse to take the bull by the horn, and strive so that you can matter where it also matters. So this is my advice to you. Please also balance your Arabic studies with your English studies. Once again, my name is Mr. Johnson Yakubu Sani. Please, I'm not here to hate anybody. I'm just saying things that we can move on as a very good society. Subscribe and ring the notification bell for my very next video. You'll be so excited to see the next video that I'll be bringing forth, because there are many topical topics I'm going to be dropping that are going to really ruffle some feathers, but I believe I am saying the truth. Thank you again. Till I come your way with another video. Farewell.